by Valerie. Picks it up and drives towards the box, shoots from the right-hand side and scores an absolutely brilliant goal! Suddenly, Pereira's on it, 25 yards out, curls one! Oh, what a goal from Andreas Pereira! Lukaku's onside, shot, 2-1 United! Should be able to get it up and down. He takes it and he does get it up and down! And James Ward-Prowse scores again for Southampton! That's his 5th of the season! Bill for Lukaku to shoot, and Lukaku scores on the turn, 18 yards out. Half a tackle just stops him getting it, then they want a penalty, and he's given it. So far he's scored 5 of his 7 penalties for United this season. He was the top scorer, but he's missed it. Game over. Saints have lost at Old Trafford.
Yeah, the way that we're playing is the one thing. Taking points is the other thing. Okay, as we saw yesterday, to win against Man United is not so easy. So we can be proud of this performance, but sometimes I would like to have a worse game, but a few more points.
What do you make of the challenge that a side like Tottenham will present as well?
I think this team is also part of the Champions League and showed how it looks like if there come a technical performance to a tactical perfect performance. So that together is very hard to defend, because if they have the ball, they have always the best pass in the best moment. Find the right player in the right moment, and also a very flexible shape, flexible playing with the ball, sometimes with short, using the short areas and the wide kicks. So it's very hard to defend this team. It's not a coincidence that they're performing that good in Premier League, although Kane was out with injury for a long time. Doesn't really interest a lot. I think in Tottenham they were still winning, and so you can imagine how good this team is. But for us it is important that we also believe in our strength, and we showed against Man United that there are some. We're going to always score also against such a team, and we can be a nasty opponent also, because if you work good against the ball, then it's not so easy to score against us.
What are the main things that you're telling the players ahead of this game and that you've been working on here at Staplewood in the lead up to it?
That we can be proud about the performance, but we still, in the end of the game, when we were hanging in the ropes, that was not enough to defend against such a team, and that's what we still have to improve in our game. And we are very self-critical always, and try to learn and try to get better. And that's what you have to do, because Tottenham is the next big opponent.
As a manager, do you kind of like the tactical battle when you're coming up against teams like Tottenham and the way that they try to play proactively? Do you enjoy that side of it, of how you try to plan against them?
Yes, sure. One of the tactical, more interesting games, I think, for me as a manager. Pochettino had made a fantastic job in Tottenham since he's there. Without spending a lot of money, he created a lot of quality, and that shows how great he is as a manager. And will be an interesting game, yes.
Sold out St Mary's is looking very likely for this game as well. How much of a benefit is that to you guys, especially given the support that you've had in these last couple of games?
I think these home games are always big for the supporters and for us also. We had one big experience against Arsenal at home. It's long ago now. We had since then 3 games against the big teams. At Chelsea we took a point, and Arsenal and Man United. We performed not so bad, but it was not enough. So I think it's time to not only perform good, but also to take something, and that's the big goal for the weekend.
From Ralph Hasenhüttl, and we've seen the highlights from all the action at Old Trafford. It was a disappointing end to what was a great afternoon up north, but a valiant effort from the guys. Now we'll be bringing you the team news in under 15 minutes time now, so do make sure you send us in your thoughts. Who would you like to see start for the Saints today? Also tell us where you're watching from around the globe, and tell us your score prediction for this afternoon's game as well. Now still lots coming your way in the show today, but of course lots happening in the Premier League as well. So let's take a look at what is happening elsewhere in the Premier League then. Of course, Crystal Palace are taking on Brighton. That's currently going on at the moment. Cardiff will take on West Ham, a big match affecting Southampton. Cardiff will of course be aiming to get out of the bottom three this afternoon. Huddersfield will also take on Bournemouth. They'll need all the points they can get to avoid the drop, and they're currently 13 points from safety. Fulham have travelled to Leicester. Fulham are another team in desperate need of points. They travelled to Leicester, who lost late to Watford last week. And finally, Newcastle will take on Everton, looking for a 5th successive home win at Newcastle as they look to pull clear of that drop zone. Of course, our game at 3 p.m, we take on Tottenham, and then at 5:30 it's Manchester City taking on Watford. Tomorrow's game sees Burnley travel to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Also elsewhere in the Premier League tomorrow, Chelsea will take on Wolves, which of course is 6th taking on 7th at Stamford Bridge, and then it's 5th versus 4th when Arsenal take on Manchester United. Let's take a look at how today's game for us will affect the current standings in the Premier League table now then. Saints, of course, we head into the weekend's fixtures in 17th position, 2 points above Cardiff. A win against Tottenham today would guarantee Southampton move to 16th, with Burnley not playing until tomorrow. So those 3 points are extremely important this afternoon. Do make sure you send us in your thoughts ahead of today's game. Lots of you already sending us in your comments. It's fantastic to hear from you all as always. As we've mentioned, Tottenham are the opponents this afternoon, and we thought what better way to get in the mood for this afternoon's game than recapping some of the best goals scored against Spurs.
Southampton and the corner kick. Oh, it's gone in! Spurs with some defending to do here. Lundekvam's got in a shot, and it's gone into the net.
Casey Keller's in the centre of the goal. Beattie! Oh, it's come off Keller! And it's gone in! Oh, the touch was by Beattie. Joe Tatham coming in! And Southampton go 2-0 up! And it's Joe Tatham!
Hurst has got a couple of yards here on Campbell, and an accurate shot is squeezed in. Southampton are back level almost immediately. Plays on the penalty area, and it'll be knocked in. It's Kevin Davis.
Tatham down the middle. He's got Fernandes on this side. Still Andy Svensson. He goes all the way. It's 3-0 Southampton.
Keller wins it back on the defender, and Keller puts it past Norwich, and Keller has scored!
He's onside, got free of Dean Richards, still James Beattie! Saints striking hero does it again!
Beattie's coming in. Oh, save! McDonald's is there now.
Oh, there's an option here for Southampton, who are back in the lead.
excitement is not only building here at St Mary's for the game ahead, but it also seems to be building with you at home. Lots of comments coming in from all of you who are very much looking forward to today's Premier League clash with Tottenham. Stephen Peck has said hopefully Saints win. Steve Bridgewater has commented 2-1 to the Saints. Nikki Fowler has said listening from home in Salisbury, I'm predicting a 1-0 win with a James Ward-Prowse goal. We like the sound of that. And Caroline Young has said come on the Saints. And Andrew is joining us all the way from the Isle of Wight. Thank you so much to everybody who's sending us in your comments. We will be bringing you the team news in just a few moments time, but still plenty of time for you to send us in your thoughts on how you'd like Saints to line up to take on Tottenham this afternoon. Now, of course, earlier Saints arrived here at St Mary's to prepare for their huge game this afternoon.
Boys, how are you? Good? Okay.
Well, that was the scene earlier as the Saints arrived here at St Mary's. Of course, preparations are well and truly underway now for their clash against Spurs later on in the afternoon. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. and as always, you can follow that over at southamptonfc.com. But of course, you are with us on Team News Live, and I'm sure lots of you are wanting to know who is in that Southampton starting 11. Not long to wait now, so do continue to get us in your comments. If you have just joined us, a big hello to you. Great to have you with us. Of course, Southampton head into this weekend's fixture in 17th position. So 2 points above Cardiff, and a win against Tottenham today would guarantee Southampton move to 16th spot. So it is certainly a huge game this afternoon. The players will shortly be making their way through this tunnel out onto the hallowed turf to begin their warm-ups and preparation for their clash against Spurs. Of course, we'll be bringing that team news very, very shortly, so do make sure you stay with us. Oh, it is unchanged. Well, I can reveal that the team news is in and Southampton remain unchanged to take on Spurs this afternoon. So the Saints team in full should be on your screen now. I'll go through it with you now. As I mentioned, it is unchanged. In goal, Angus Gunn. The back five, Jan Valery, Maya Yoshida, Yannick Vestergaard, Jan Bednarak and Ryan Bertrand. In the middle, James Ward-Prowse, Oriol Romeo and Pierre Højbjerg. And the attack, Nathan Redmond and Charlie Austin. So did you predict that correctly? Let us know what you think of how the Saints line up this afternoon. Still plenty of comments coming in. Lovely to hear from you all as always. But now we're going to rewind the clock to the last time we were in action here at St Mary's Stadium. It was, of course, our clash against Fulham. Here are the highlights from our 2-0 win.
clearance is missed by Northville. Austin is penalised, the ball goes in the net, but I don't think, well, we'll see if Charlie Austin saying I didn't do anything wrong. Corner from the right for Saints. Bertrand to the back post. Rico punches. Romeo drives. Southampton have the lead. It may have got a deflection, but Oriol Romeo has scored the first goal. Back to Højbjerg, and he screwed it wide by about a yard. Redmond takes a shot, Rico saves, and the follow-up is put in by James Ward-Prowse. But he's going to get a second chance, and he hits the crossbar, bounces back off and are hooked away. The Saints don't get the ball, but they do get the 3 points. On a massive, massive night for them in the Premier League.
Space! It's in!
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I can reveal that the Saints remain unchanged to take on Tottenham this afternoon. You should see the team in full on the screen. I will also read out the bench for you as well. Alex McCarthy, Jack Stevens, Shane Long, Stuart Armstrong, Josh Sims and Callum Slattery complete the squad for today's game, and also Matt Targett. Now we're going to take a look at the under-23s. Of course, they recorded a terrific win against Villarreal B. Saints had a young side out against the side who play in the Spanish second division. So let's take a look at how they got on.
Well, this is where the Premier League International Cup gets very interesting indeed. It's the knockout stages. Villarreal, the Spanish side, here is Southampton at Staplewood. Here's Salva. Riera. Goes for the curling shot, forces a save out of Harry Lewis. The first save that Lewis has had to make tonight. And the first corner of the game goes to Villarreal. Lovely football. Teller's in here. Flicks it back. Still could get a chance here. Well-timed tackle. That one wasn't, no. It's a penalty. And it's going to be Will Smallbone who will be the man who will try and give Southampton a lead here. That was the first tackle, then the second. No complaints there on Teller. And Saints now have a chance to take the lead from the spot. And despite the fact that the goalkeeper hasn't really been tested, he's going to be here. It's Smallbone. And you won't get a better penalty than that. You could have two keepers in there. They're not saving that one. Smallbone finds the net. And Saints go 1-0 up in this quarter-final tie. Top corner, as confident as you like. More urgency here from Villarreal. Shot in the end from Vujinovic was blocked, and now surely obstruction there. Referee gives a free kick. And he could be in trouble here, Castano. Will he have judged that as a professional foul? Yellow card given instead. Well, had he not made that free kick, Teller would have been away there. Right edge of the penalty area, Vujinovic in towards the box. And it's crept in, just about. Alvarez with the goal. It was a scrappy goal in the end, but Villarreal draw level. And now this match becomes very interesting. Smallbone delivers, and it could have got all the way in, and it came off O'Connor in the end. A minute after Villarreal's equaliser, and Saints retake the lead. How much O'Connor knew about it, it's difficult to say, but a brilliant corner at pace from Smallbone, and all of a sudden Southampton are 2-1 up. Well, watching the replay, he knew nothing about it. But he certainly won't care this time. Off his knee. Alvarez, oh, he hit that at pace, but it's straight at Lewis in the air. We had two strange goals, but that would have been the spectacular if he would have found the top corner. And this is excellent play, and it's a great save from Harry Lewis. Brilliant play from him, just to hold on to the ball. Could have easily punched that away or tipped it behind. But did excellently to get two hands on that ball. For a second, it looked like that was going to be another equaliser for Villarreal, but it wasn't to be, and it's thanks to Harry Lewis for Southampton with 90 seconds of normal time left plus stoppage time. Bicycle kick from Ndundulu. Norton tries to get there. Looks like Norton's going to go into the book as well, is he potentially? My goodness me. Straight red. Well, he can't quite believe it for that. Well, Saints have absolutely no man inside the penalty area, so you know what they're going to do here. There's the whistle. Saints have done it. No extra time needed. Saints underdogs going into this one. They're against a Villarreal side with so much experience, so much quality.
Well, a very good afternoon. If you have just joined us here on Team News Live, I can reveal that the Saints have put out an unchanged side today to take on Tottenham. The Saints team in full is as follows. In goal, Angus Gunn. The back five, Jan Valery, Maya Yoshida, Yannick Vestergaard, Jan Bednarek and Ryan Bertrand. The midfield, James Ward-Prowse, Oriol Romeu and Pierre Højbjerg. And the attack, Nathan Redmond and Charlie Austin. The substitutes for Southampton this afternoon, Alex McCarthy, Jack Stevens, Shane Long, Stuart Armstrong, Matt Targett, Josh Sims and Callum Slattery. Lots of you have been sending us in your thoughts on how the Saints line up today. Lots of you seem very, very impressed indeed. Simon has said, nice, I like that. Dave has said, play like you did against United. Thomas Cole has commented saying, come on you Reds. We have a comment here from Jason, hello to you. He says, love it. And Skinner has commented saying, good luck today, you can do it. And we have a comment also from Rich who says, Sims assist coming. Well, a big thank you to everybody for tuning in. Still lots coming your way on Team News Live, including this. Of course, yesterday it was International Women's Day, and we wanted to shine the spotlight on one of our Southampton women's stars. Shannon Sivright spoke to us about life at Southampton.
I definitely think there's huge amounts of potential in the team, especially when we've got a lot of 16-year-olds as well who are playing women's football already and gaining lots of valuable experiences like the MK Dons. That's a great experience for them. Coach quite a bit. I'm actually I eat, sleep, breathe football. Like, I'm around it all the time. I'd probably say I'm always like learning, or always want to learn as part of my role, and to improve as a coach. Like, you want to embrace challenges, and I understand the importance of learning. So I like to translate that onto the training pitch as well. There's always room for improvement. So I'd say I've taken like, them skills and that open-mindedness from work into training. Yeah, I'd say when I first met her, yeah, definitely like starstruck, and I just like couldn't wait to embrace the opportunity. To be under her and be coached by Marianne. Both Marianne and the coaching staff you can learn so much from. Marianne's like, experiences, both playing and her coaching like, journey today, allows us to learn so much from her. I think she can kind of put herself into our shoes as players as well. It's all about like the time management and especially I do think a lot of nutrition and like hydration and sleep are really important to be able to like work up all day and then come here and be your best. Just because I think I'm going to reach my full potential here, both as a player and as a person. So I think I've got loads of areas to improve on, and I feel very settled in, and love it at Southampton. Don't drop into space. Marianne always talks about those ceilings, and her job is to help us reach our ceiling. Everyone might have different levels of their ceiling. So I feel like at Southampton, I can not only like, reach my ceiling, I can go like, above that. I hope the girls don't take it for granted how much we get and how lucky we are to have be training here, being in and around the first team. We see them on a regular basis, even under 23s and stuff like that, and seeing all the coaches smashing it. Look at that, 20. Are you on Spotify? Oh, they've got a banging playlist, Easy 90s. On Spotify, very good one. But obviously I'm really settled at Southampton and look forward to the journey, my journey as a player and journey with Southampton as well.
Great to hear from Shannon there, and the Southampton women's side are now 10 wins from 10 games in their league. Absolutely fantastic. But of course today we are focusing on the 3 PM kickoff here at St Mary's Stadium. It's not long to go now, under an hour until kickoff. Obviously the Saints side remain unchanged to face Spurs this afternoon. Have the Tottenham team here. This Tottenham team in full is as follows. Hugo Lloris, Danny Rose, Jan Vertonghen, Davinson Sanchez, Carl Walker-Peters, Moussa Sissoko, Eric Dyer, Christian Eriksen, Lucas Moura and Harry Kane. And the substitutes then for Spurs: Paulo Gazzaniga, Heung-min Son, Eric Lamela, Victor Wembanyama, Fernando Llorente, Juan Foyth and Ben Davies. So that is how Tottenham line up to take on Ralph Hasenhüttl's men this afternoon. Of course, you can follow all of the action over at southamptonfc.com. But of course, that's it from us on Team News Live. Do make sure you head over to the website and stay tuned for all of the action from the South Coast. See you next time. Bye for now.